Hi, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about a king from Sweden who ruled Poland in the first half of the 17th century and the second half of the 16th century. Well, or the other way around. Anyway, his name was Sigismund III Vasa, and he's really famous for one thing, that is moving the capital of Poland from Krakow to Warsaw. In fact, he should be famous for some other things as well, because he was quite a remarkable character. Now, Sigismund was born on this very day, 20th of June 1566, in Sweden, in a castle called Gripsholm. Gripsholm, yes, that sounds rather gloomy and grim. Well, it was very gloomy and grim, and the castle was actually used as a prison, and poor Sigismund was born in captivity. That's obviously a completely different story, so let's leave that aside. Now, Sigismund's parents were John of Finland and Catherine of Jagiellon. Now, do you remember Catherine of Jagiellon? Of course you don't remember Catherine of Jagiellon. Too many names, too confusing. Anyway, you remember in one episode I told you about a Polish queen who had to wait 52 years to get married because she wasn't terribly pretty. Well, she was the sister of Catherine of Jagiellon, who was the pretty one and slightly luckier in finding her husband. Anyway, when Sigismund III Vasa became the king of Poland, he ruled over a vast territory. In fact, I think Poland was the biggest country in Europe at that time, and it went all the way from the north, from the Baltic Sea, to the south, almost to the Black Sea. Just imagine, a vast amount of land. Now, apart from the fact that Sigismund moved the capital from one city to another, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about in a minute, he was a very interesting man. He was a great patron of arts. He was interested in everything that had to do with painting, sculpture, goldsmith, silversmith. He was very interested in alchemy, which was very fashionable at that day. And he collected art obsessively. That was actually very much a popular thing at that time, as loads of royal collections were taking shapes at that moment, and great collections like, for instance, Rudolf II of Habsburg's collection were being formed. So Sigismund was very much in the same vein. We have quite a lot of portraits of him, actually, and one was even painted by Rubens. Of course, I can't imagine Rubens ever went to Poland, so it probably wasn't painted from life situation. Perhaps Sigismund sent him a photo or perhaps a selfie. Well, probably not really. Nevertheless, it's not the best Rubens you can imagine, but it's still a lovely painting. So, Sigismund was very keen on arts. He was a supporter of Counter-Reformation, also Jesuits. He was a very serious man, especially at the beginning of his reign. Perhaps it had something to do with the fact that he was kept in prison when he was a boy. Nevertheless, so he moved the capital. Of course, moving a capital is not an easy thing to do, and it didn't happen overnight. It was quite a long process that happened over many years, and one needs to say that Warsaw was used as a sort of royal center, royal city and center of political action way before Sigismund, and several other kings used it as a base. So Sigismund indeed moved the court to Warsaw. He rebuilt the royal castle in a sort of flamboyant Baroque way, and for logistical reasons he spent a lot of time there. But Krakow did remain a royal city and did remain a formal capital of Poland for many years to come. And it was a coronation city. Loads of kings, well, in fact, all Polish kings were crowned there. So there you go. It's not that simple. And he was far more interesting as a person and ruler than just for that fact. Sigismund liked many things. Apart from art, he also liked hunting and falconry, which is quite normal for a royal person of that day and today as well. He also played tennis. Of course, at that time it was called jeu de paume, slightly different, but still resembling very much what we see nowadays as tennis. So fascinating, really. What else can I tell you about Sigismund? I think that's about it. I think you should just read about him a little bit more and find out some interesting facts. Fascinating time both in Europe and Poland, very formative in terms of politics and culture. So read a little bit more, and I hope to see you in my next episode, where I should be talking, or hopefully, about something interesting to do with the European or Polish history, music, art, or something else. So see you then, and have a lovely day, or rather evening, because it's getting dark, and I see you soon. Bye!